Hello, everyone. Welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sophia, and I am so grateful to be back with you again today. Thank you for taking an hour of your life to focus love into your nervous system, to be able to feel what's true and right, and to be able to release the things that may have been unspoken, just that old cluttery stuff that may have been buried deep or just laying around. We're going to go ahead and clean that out with our gratitude. So the circle is going to be a little different. I was in meditation this afternoon and got a whole new idea of what to do for circle today, and I'm very excited. Something that we haven't done before. So the theme for today is thanks and praise. So I'm going to let you sit with that. I'm going to say hi to some people in the chat. Then I'm going to describe where we're headed, and we'll go there together. Hello, everyone. Hey, Bradley M. from Georgetown, Christina in Santa Rosa, Mitchell D. in Portland, Lindsay G., Vicky in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, Ursula in Idaho, Anna C., hello to you, Jen G. in Oakland, Marianne here in Austin, Seth in Seattle. Let's see, who else is here? Gina B., good evening. She says, you look so beautiful. Thank you. I am feeling radiant and very happy. Good things are happening in my life. Gregory, hello. Jessica in Japan, so grateful to spend this time with everyone. Dora in Florida. Bernie, I see you here too. Super glad that everyone's chiming in. Tara from Chicago, I see you here pretty much every week. Leslie, hello. Nicole in Pennsylvania. Binta says, wow, what an amazing theme. From Linwood, Washington. Becky in New Hampshire. Mandy in the Adriatics, New York City, or New York. Alice in North Carolina. All right, everybody, and all you who aren't chatting, and all of you in the future who will see this video tomorrow and in the coming time. I always want to say hi to you in the video library because I know that you might think that you're invisible, but I am feeling you in advance. All right, so the way we're going to use circle today is to think about something in your life that you're really grateful for now, but getting to this point was really hard. And it took something intense to get you here. Maybe you had a nervous breakdown and you had to start healing yourself. Maybe you had to face an addiction. Maybe you had to go through the fear of death to arrive at where you have, or you lost a relationship, or there was some sort of huge problem or challenge that you had to overcome. And now, because you went through that, because you had to start over, because you had to let go, because you had to face that and deal with some things and learn and grow, you have an upgraded experience that you're actually really grateful for. So why would we be tapping on that since you've already arrived at this new place? Well, a lot of times there's residue and debris. And even though we've gotten here, it's hard to A, notice that we're actually here and that we survived it, and B, feel gratitude because a part of us might still be trying to fend off all of those details, and we might have gotten some of our energy tangled up and stuck in the past. So for us to truly be grateful and thankful, not just like, oh, I'm glad I'm here now, I've survived it, but to really be, I have arrived here and I can actually enjoy this experience. I don't have to worry. I don't have to keep trying to protect it. I'm going to actually ask you to think about something that was super challenging that has turned out to be a huge blessing. And for this moment in time, we are going to process that as we go into this week around Thanksgiving of gratitude, to really be able to feel complete and whole and very grateful for all those details, even the ones that you'd prefer not to think about. Okay, does that sound fun? Give me a yes in the chat if you're on board with that theme and if that would be useful to you. I know that for me, my daughter's on the way to visit me, and to have a daughter and to have this beautiful, close relationship in my life, I had to face death. I almost died in childbirth. So yes, that made me really strong. And wow, that was a really intense experience. So I could be working on those experiences that I might still have some feelings about, right? Okay, I'm seeing yes, 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 on board, yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. So we're actually going to skip the core causes today and go straight into tapping. So you're going to get some extra tapping time with me. And we're going to start here in the World Tapping Circle, let's say garden room. And then I'm going to cue us to go into the portal. So we're just going to stay here for now. You hear that, Magnus? Okay, and then when I snap my fingers, we're going to go into the tapping portal. So just stay here. We're going to do a pre-tap to make this really easy. So massaging the front of the chest and breathing. I want you to think about this event that took so much. Let's name this event. What was it? In my case, it could be the birth of my child. So repeating after me, even though this event, and then say the event that you're talking about, happened, and it was really challenging. Big deep breath. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the eyebrows. How challenging was this on a scale of 1 to 10? How intense was that experience for you? And whatever number pops into your head is probably true. Tapping down to the temples. Tuning in to the leftover residue of that time. So if it feels like, oh, I'd rather not think about it, then there's some leftover emotional charge. Meaning part of you is still kind of tangled up back there. Tapping the cheeks. Even though it was really hard. Big deep breath, tuning into what was hard about it. Tapping under the nose. What was something that was really hard? Say it right now as you tap under the nose and breathe. Tapping under the lips. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping down to the front of the chest. I give myself the possibility to release any remaining exhaustion in my body. Tapping down to the front of the ribs, scanning your body for any leftover exhaustion from that struggle. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the ribs. Continuing to scan your body for a second. So just take a deep breath. You might even close your eyes for a second. Thinking about that time when you weren't sure you were going to make it. And how much energy, how difficult that was. Tapping the inside of the wrist and breathe. Tapping the side of the thumb. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the index finger. Even if part of me is still recovering, tuning into that part of you that's still recovering. Maybe it's a fear in your mind or a queasy feeling in your stomach, or maybe a phobia, an aversion that you picked up, like, oh, I can never see that person, or I can never hear that song. I can never go back to that place. Tap the middle finger and breathe. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I accept the part of me that still feels this way. And just open your heart with compassion to this part of you that still may be cringing or wincing or armored. Tapping the little finger and breathe. Tapping the side of the hand. This part of me still thinks, and then say what that part of you still might be thinking. Is it still thinking, is it over yet? Or can I finally relax? Say what that part of you might still be wondering. Big deep breath. Tapping the top of the head. I give myself the possibility of recovering my energy now. Tapping the side of the head and the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows. Releasing this remaining stress. Tapping the temples. And this idea that I'm not safe. Tapping the cheeks. That it couldn't possibly be really over. Tapping under the nose. And tapping under the lips. I give myself permission to acknowledge that I have survived. Tapping the chest. And that it's actually worked out for the best. Tapping the front of the ribs. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the ribs. Now I want you to send some love back to that version of you that you were just remembering. That part of you that was blindsided or shocked, betrayed, abandoned, criticized, ridiculed, threatened, whatever it was. Big deep breath. Just sending so much love. Tapping the inside of the wrist to this part of you. Tapping the side of the thumb. Now we're going to go into the portal and continue. Are you ready? Here we go. Tapping the index finger and breathing. To just send love and compassion back to this part of you that didn't know if it was going to survive. Tap the middle finger. Repeating after me, this part of me had to trust. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. This part of me had to walk blindly, hoping things would get better. Tapping the little finger. Big deep breath. Sending so much love and respect to this part of you that is still breathing, that has made it to this moment in time. Tapping the side of the hand. Let's give that part of you a voice. So just speaking from that part of you and saying, I didn't know if I was going to make it. Tapping the top of the head. I didn't know if, and then fill in the blank for yourself. What did you not know? Take a whole minute and say all the things you didn't know. I didn't know if I would what? Big deep breath. Keep talking, tapping the eyebrows. And the temples. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the front of the cheeks. Even though part of me is still releasing all that tension. Tapping under the nose. The anger. Tapping under the lips. See if there's a part of you that's still mad about this, that you had to go through it, or the way you were treated, or how long things took. Tapping the chest. Or maybe there's still a part of you that's in process. Checking and see if you feel any resentment or bitterness or anger about this event. Tapping the front of the ribs. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if part of me felt angry, maybe still feels angry. Tap the inside of the wrist. Now you get a chance to speak about why you still might feel some anguish or some resentment, maybe some rage. Tap the side of the thumb. Speak for 1 minute why you might still feel this way. Maybe it was really unfair. Maybe it just was so scary. Maybe you didn't have the support you needed. Take 1 minute and explain as you tap. Keep tapping and breathing, tapping the index finger. Tapping the middle finger. Keep talking. I'm going to give you 1 more minute. There's a lot of feeling coming through. What else was super hard about this for you? Tapping the bottom of the 4th finger. Keep talking. Tapping the little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the hand. Even though I'm perfectly justified in feeling exactly as I do. Tapping the top of the head. Describe how you feel about this situation. And I want you to focus on the negative aspects, because the positive aspects are fine. I'm sure there's a part of you that's over it and feels grateful, but maybe there's some snags, some part of you that feels kind of ripped off or forced. Maybe you felt ill-equipped and unprepared. Tapping the eyebrows. I'm open to loving and expressing myself. Tapping the temples. I respect myself. Tapping the cheeks. For making it through. Big deep breath. Tapping under the nose. I didn't know if I was going to make it. Tapping under the lips. I didn't know what I was going to do. Tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and trusting myself. Tapping the front of the ribs. So I want you to tune into the part of you that might still be holding yourself responsible, accountable, might be upset with yourself for any part you played in helping to create the situation or prolong the situation. Tapping the side of the ribs. Take a whole minute to explain. Yeah, I wish I had never, or yeah, what did you do that you wish you hadn't done that contributed to this situation? Tapping the inside of the wrist. Keep talking. Tapping the side of the thumb. I'm open to loving and forgiving myself. Tapping the index finger. Even though a part of me wants to hold on to this, tap the middle finger, in an effort to keep myself from ever making that mistake again. Big deep breath. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, I give myself permission to forgive myself for having to learn about life and love this way. Tapping the little finger and breathe. Tapping the side of the hand, I forgive myself for having to learn about life and love and what else? Maybe it was money, maybe it was work, maybe it was partnership, maybe it was health. Tapping the top of the head, I give myself the possibility of retaining this wisdom. Tapping the eyebrows while releasing the sorrow, tapping the temples and the judgment. Big deep breath. Tapping the cheeks. I'm releasing this remaining judgment, tapping under the nose, that I've been holding on to protect myself. Tapping under the lips and breathe. Tapping the front of the chest. I accept the part of me that's still really sad. If you don't feel sad about it, maybe you feel mad. Maybe you still feel exhausted. Whatever word you want to put in, you can say. For now, I'm going to say sad. Tap the front of the ribs. Big deep breath. This remaining feeling of, and then you say what it is for you. And breathe, tapping the side of the ribs. This remaining feeling of, tune into the feeling one more time. See where you feel that in your body and breathe. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the thumb. Even with this feeling of, say that same feeling. Tap the index finger. Lodged in my, and then say where it is. Maybe it's my mind, my memory, my throat, my reproductive system. Tapping the middle finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even with this remaining feeling of, and say that feeling again. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger and breathe. Big noisy sigh. Tapping the little finger. It's okay to forgive myself completely now. Now do it. Ready? Tap the side of your hand. Big deep breath. Breathing in that feeling of forgiveness into your body. The same way that you would feel if you were going to forgive a little child for making a mistake or having to learn the hard way. Tapping the top of the head. I love and respect myself. Tapping the eyebrows. Big deep breath. And I'm allowing myself to receive this forgiveness. Tapping the cheeks. Forgiveness for all the time and energy this took. Big deep breath and just sending so much forgiveness and kindness to how many hours, weeks, months, years this took. Tapping under the nose and breathe. Tapping under the lips. I give myself permission to forgive myself completely. Tapping the chest. It's safe for me to heal this. Big deep breath. To completely recover my strength, my balance, my energy, and my peace. Big deep breath. Tapping the front of the ribs. Let's say that again. It's completely safe for me to fully recover. Tap the side of the ribs. My strength. Tapping the inside of the wrist. My energy. Tap the side of the thumb. My balance. Tap the index finger. And my peace. Big deep breath. Tap the middle finger. I'm open to the possibility of forgiving myself and possibly everyone involved. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Who was involved in this? Maybe there's just another person. Maybe it was just the circumstances of life. Maybe it was the bank. Maybe it was a family member, a loved one, somebody that you work with, a lover. Tap the little finger and breathe. Think about this person and their involvement in this story. Maybe it was a whole group of people. I'm open to loving and forgiving myself and possibly forgiving them, whether they deserve it or not, just to get my energy back. Tapping the top of the head. I deserve to feel complete and at peace. Tapping the eyebrows. Even if I never get an apology, tap the temples. Or have things made up to me, tapping the cheeks. Big deep breath. Tuning into that part of you that might be waiting for some kind of restitution or acknowledgement from these people or this person. Tapping under the nose and breathe. Tapping under the lips. I accept the part of me that's still waiting and does not want to let go of feelings of, and then say what those feelings are that may still be lodged in there, waiting for them to come and say, I'm sorry, what can I do for you? Tapping the front of the ribs. I deserve to have my energy back. Tapping the side of the ribs. I deserve to feel healthy, complete, and completely present. Tap the inside of the wrist. So let's experiment with forgiving just for fun everyone and everything that helped create this situation for you that was such a struggle. So what are those things? Maybe it was the level of maturity that you had. Maybe it was the advice that you took. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm open to the possibility of forgiving myself. And receiving that forgiveness. Tap the index finger and just let it soak in. Imagine this beautiful golden energy just raining down from the heavens, and as you breathe, it just permeates and penetrates your body like sunlight. And And it just touches all those little places, those little crinks and those little crevices where it felt a little janky, where it felt a little screwed up. You're just massaging it in. You're like, okay, I need all of my heart back now. I need all of my brain to function. I need my body to feel good. Tap the index finger. Breathing that forgiveness into your body one more time, 3 deep breaths. Feeling that warm golden light touching you and entering and releasing any remaining hardness. Tap the middle finger. I'm allowing myself to forgive myself and everyone involved in this, and then say your situation. Big deep breath. Tap the bottom of the 4th finger. I forgive them for hurting me and say specifically what happened. Shocking you, scaring you, lying to you, manipulating you, hiding things from you. Tapping the little finger. I give myself permission to forgive myself. Tapping the side of the hand. And everyone involved. Tapping the top of the head. Especially for, and what's the thing that's the hardest to forgive here? Tap the eyebrows. Big deep breath. Say it again. This piece. What piece is still stuck in your craw? What piece is still challenging for you to think about? Tapping under the nose. Maybe it was the embarrassment or shame or humiliation or guilt. And tapping under the lips. This remaining piece, tapping the chest. Say again, what is still the most difficult part for you? Take a whole minute and tapping your chest, I want you to explain what that is and why it's so hard. Keep talking as you tap the front of the ribs and breathe. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm grateful to myself for finally addressing this. Tap the inside of the wrist. And any remaining hard feelings that I've stored in my mind, in my body, tap the side of the thumb, and in my heart. Big deep breath. Scanning your body one more time for any hard feelings, and don't try to change them, just accept them with your love and watch what happens. So I'm going to give you an example. Tap your index finger, scanning the body, wherever you feel a tingle of discomfort, any kind of tension or even pain, especially any place that your body is malfunctioning, whether it's stomach problems or feet problems or neck problems, eye problems. Tap the middle finger. Sending so much love to this part of your body that may be storing this old information. And just say to this part of your body, hey, and then say the part like, hey stomach, thank you for holding on to this for me. Tap the bottom of the 4th finger. I know you were trying to serve and protect me. Tap the little finger. Thank you for helping me survive. Tap the side of the hand. I want you to know that we made it, that we succeeded, that you did a great job for me, and that you can relax now. Big deep breath. Tapping the top of the head. I'm allowing myself to see the benefit of what happened. Tapping the eyebrows. As much as it sucked, tap the temples, tuning in again to where any part of you still recounts that story as being awful, horrible, traumatic. Tapping the cheeks. Tapping under the nose. As much as it sucked, tapping under the lips. It also gave me, and then what did it give you? Tapping the chest. What do you see that you have now? Some new strength, some new ability, some new benefit that you see in your life as a direct result of that really intense time. Tap the front of the ribs and breathe. Tapping the side of the ribs. I love and respect myself. Even if I continue to miss the benefit. Tap the inside of the wrist. The truth is that without this struggle, I wouldn't now have what? What do you now have that you wouldn't have? Maybe it's wisdom. Maybe it's a whole new level of understanding or perception or physical strength. Tap the side of the thumb. I can tell you what it was for me. For me, I faced my fear of death. So it made me very able to live because I faced death square in the face. Tap the index finger. I give myself the possibility of receiving this with gratitude. Tap the middle finger. Tap the middle finger. Including the parts that still bother me, like, and then say what those parts are. And tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I am receiving this with gratitude. Big deep breath. Tapping the little finger. Just bringing the energy of gratitude and thankfulness to this part of you that might still feel a little raw, a little sore, a little tender, a little tired. Tap the side of the hand and breathe. Tapping the top of the head. I give myself permission to receive this entire experience, to be strangely perfect, to give me. What did it give you? Knowledge. Maybe it gave you a new place to live, a new relationship, a new job, a new identity. Tapping the temples. I'm open to the possibility, tapping the cheeks, of feeling entirely grateful, tapping under the nose, even for the parts that felt the worst, tapping under the lips. because it gives me so much compassion. Tapping the chest, it gives me so much. What does it give you? Tap the front of the ribs and breathe. I allow myself to feel grateful now. And say the experience, the title of that experience for me, it would be 3 days of childbirth. Tap the side of the ribs. I give myself the permission to feel grateful now for what? Tapping the inside of the wrist. You want to go double dips on this one? Do something really brave? Tap the side of the thumb. I give myself permission to feel grateful for everyone involved, including who? Tapping the index finger and just sending them and their soul gratitude for playing this out, helping you grow and understand the way you did. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, I'm allowing myself to completely respect myself. Tap the little finger, exactly as I am, feeling grateful for every player in the story. Big deep breath. Tapping the top of the head. I give myself permission to know that I've succeeded in now being able to do what? What is it that you get to do and have and be? Tap the temples. As a direct result of that hard time. Tapping the cheeks. So now we're going to send a psychic email, a little love letter, if you're feeling super feisty, to everyone involved. So tapping under the lips. Who's the biggest culprit in this story? So I want you to imagine that you're writing this letter to them saying, Dear so-and-so, whoever it is, say it out loud. Dear mom, whoever it is. Tapping the front of the ribs. Thank you for what? It can be very direct. It could be, thank you for hurting me in this way. Tapping the side of the ribs and giving me the experience of feeling what? What did you feel back then? Maybe lonely or scared, confused, overwhelmed. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Because this has allowed me, and then say what it's allowed you to do. Tap the side of the thumb. Continuing to write the letter. I'm open to completely releasing both you and I from any remaining hard feelings. Tap the index finger. Tapping the middle finger, any remaining damage. Tuning in to where you think that damage might be. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. Freeing us both to continue to evolve. Tap the little finger. I thank you. Tap the side of the hand. I bless you. Tapping the top of the head, and I release you. We're gonna do one more. Tap the eyebrows. That's fun, right? Super intense. Tapping the temples. Who else do you want to say something to? Dear. Maybe it's to yourself. Maybe it's to someone else. Maybe it's to God. Tapping under the nose. Dear, say what it is. Tapping into the lips. Thank you for. Tapping the chest. Helping me grow. And teaching me what? Tapping the front of the ribs. I couldn't have done this without you. Tap the side of the ribs. Please forgive me for, and then say what you want to be forgiven for. Tap the inside of the wrist. And what else? Tap the side of the thumb. I'm releasing both of us now with gratitude. Tapping the index finger. And breathe. I am truly thankful for this experience. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger, and I release us both with love and gratitude. Tap the little finger. I thank you. I bless you. And I release you. Tapping the top of the head, coming back to the topic that we've been working on. This time in your life, I want you to tune into it now and see how you feel. Knowing that you can use this session in the video library by tomorrow, again and again, if there are multiple people, if you need 3 or 4 hours to get this out of your nervous system. Would it change your life if you could be totally done? I think it would. Tap the temples. It might change your health, the way that you respond in new relationships and in new opportunities. Tapping under the nose and breathe. I give myself permission to acknowledge, and I want you to acknowledge yourself. What do you want to acknowledge yourself for right now that came from your courage, your persistence, and your commitment to somehow find your way back to peace? Say it out loud as you tap the bottom of your ribs. I acknowledge you, and then say your name. 4. And I accept wherever you are in this journey. Tap the inside of the wrist and just accept where you actually are. Tapping the side of the thumb. I acknowledge you. Say your name again. 4. Big deep breath, tapping the index finger. Tapping the middle finger. I'm allowing this to be easier than I thought. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Bringing myself forward in time so I can have all of me here now. Tap the little finger. All of me here where the juice is. Tap the side of the hand. All of me here in this creative moment. Big deep breath. Tapping the top of the head. I allow myself to feel at ease, to feel grateful. Tap the eyebrows. And I allow others to acknowledge me. So tapping the front of the cheeks. And I want you to take this acknowledgement in. Tapping under the lips. So I'm going to give you some compliments, and I want you to look at me and let it in. Let it come all the way into your belly. Tap and breathe and repeat after me. I'm going to say something, and then you say, thank you for noticing my, and then you receive this praise. Okay? Tap the side of the ribs. I notice how relentlessly courageous you are. Now you breathe and say, thank you for noticing my relentless courage. Tap the inside of the wrist. I'm going to give you another one. Ready? This is the praise part of thanks and praise. I notice that you have so much intelligence. You were able to figure things out and move yourself forward. Thank you for noticing my intelligence. Tap the side of the thumb. One more, ready? I notice your love, your great big heart. Tap the index finger and breathe. You say, thank you for noticing my great big heart. We're about to wrap it up. Tap your middle finger. I want you to imagine that as you receive compliments and love from the people around you, and new and different opportunities are coming to you because you've done this completion work, and you're more here, and you're way less afraid, more available. I want you to imagine it being easy to take that praise in, and easy to talk to yourself in a way that is loving and full of praise. So tapping your chest and say to yourself 5 loving things using your own name. So I would say to myself, Sonya, I love you. Thank you so much. I respect you and acknowledge your wisdom and your courage. What are you going to say to you? Tapping all over your body. And breathe. So I want you to notice how you're feeling now. You can drop those comments in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling in regards to the situation that we worked on. And what you're committed to as you move yourself forward in thanks and praise. And while you're writing, I want to say that don't be too surprised if the people involved in this story start to feel a little differently, maybe even behave a little differently around you. Some people might be receiving text messages or emails where things lightened up and people really let go and shifted, because we're all energetically connected. And when you are holding on to something, you're still energetically connected to that which you are holding on to. So when we put a lot of empathy and love and compassion into the field, it actually releases those connections and cleans them up so that they can be what they actually were meant to be, which is to help us all grow, learn, and evolve. So I want to say I'm about to play you a song. I request that you get up and boogie to it when I play it so you can move your body and shake it out. This has got a good beat that you can dance to. And I want to remind you that Circle is run by donations and memberships. If you are here on a scholarship or you came in during the first 6 months of 2020 when we opened up the Circle for free, and you are in a place where you can donate now, we thank you for that. If you cannot, we understand. We want you to keep coming and keep using this. That's what it's here for. I will be reading your comments after the Circle. And thank you for tapping it out with me and growing. I love you all so much. I can't read your comments out loud today because is that true? It looks like my screen is weird and went dark for some reason. And I can't see what it says, so I don't know what to do. Here we go. I'm going to play you the song and put up the donation button. I love you all. Thank you so much. The song is called Thanks and Praise.
Steel in my right hand, and if it be job will, I begin giving thanks and praise. Cause I keep it pushing up daisies with Babylon trying to fade me, but I evaded it, see. Got involved with something that had nothing to do with me. Giving thanks for the quest for one love and one unity. Cause free is what we should be. One people, not in captivity. Giving thanks for the sun up above, shine as ever woman raised in John love. It keeps my black skin blacker, so you know it's a factor. Giving thanks for the days that's past us. God provides not because he has to. Giving thanks for what I have, John. Remember I and I, when you pass us by and by, would you ever see an eye? When I give thanks and praise, and I'm gonna thanks and praise, thanks and praise, thanks and praise.
Well, even if you got the whole damn world on your shoulders, every day you still alive, but a little bit older. I just shake it off, can't let it get me down. Especially in this crunch time, I won't just sit around and lost my. Got to keep my shit together. Won't be walking on this earth forever. I might have lost my job, lost my girl's touch, but I ain't in a rush. So hush, baby, hush. I'm just chilling in the park, clear my mind. It's a nice day, the sky's still blue, the wind is still blowing, the trees are still growing. My baby boy is too. Getting bigger every day. We chill in Philly, around the way where we living. Got the whole world to check. This is just the beginning, so I keep my mind open, my eyes shining bright. I'm an old dog, learning new tricks every night. And every time you get cut, you know you might get scarred, but don't sweat it, kid. Just remember who you are.
When I give thanks and praise, and I'm gonna thanks and praise, thanks and praise, giving thanks for the birds and the herbs and the words I speak to us a purr sound. Giving thanks for the funky dope sound. Giving thanks for the crown placed on Haile Selassie. Jah will be done the fulfillment of the prophecy. Lord of doors, King of kings for all eternity. Giving thanks for my help, cause I know that someone is children starving to death. Giving thanks for my friends and my family. Couldn't make it sometimes without them helping me. So what's up on to come up? Babylon taking me through phases, but still giving thanks and praise.